And we are back. It is a Two Hawaii Dads podcast. That's Justin right there.
Yo!
And joining
Jason
us
right on the other side.
It is the one, the only Mahi is in the building.
Mahi side. Hello. Thank you so much, my brother, for joining us. I know you're working. We got you to pull over for a quick one. We appreciate it. But how's life going so far?
It's hold on, is it still connected?
We good, bro. We good.
It's good, bro. Everybody got a break in the coronavirus. I didn't. I got busier. But I used it as an excuse to literally stay home and not have to answer my phone and spend time with my daughter, which was honestly I'm super happy that this coronavirus thing happened.
Now, there's two things that we got to explain to people. Number one, everybody's hearing Mahi, the entertainer, but that's not actually the job that's going on. When you say you're even more busy, it's because those of our listeners who are actually watching the video can see you're coming to us from the, what is it called?
From my second house. I'm in my truck.
Second house. He's in a semi-truck, ladies and gentlemen. Mahi is a businessman, and he owns his own trucking company. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I own a trucking company. I do car hauling. I have 4 semis now, and I have no life. Pretty much what it comes down to.
So High 9 Transport, currently based in Vegas, and then you bounce from where to where?
I'm based out of Vegas, and I bounce between Southern California and Phoenix regularly, like almost daily. But if there's other like a lot of people hit me up through my Instagram, on Facebook, local people saying they need their cars moved, and I can help them because I can broker the cars out to other drivers if they're not picked up on myself on my own trucks. So yeah, if you're watching Need Your Car Shit, I'm the guy. Hi.
There you go. Get that plug in there.
I was gonna say it's mostly cars. You're not doing like produce or other products. It's cars. You're doing car transport.
I mean, I tried. No, I did some research before I got into this, and even still now, it's not for me. It's not worth it. Money wise, it's not worth it for what I would generate with one truck versus one truck with cars versus one truck with like freight or like dry vans, produce, all that stuff. Yeah, cars is where it's at for me.
Awesome. Well, at least one thing good about the Corona thing is that you got to spend more time with your daughter, and gas is hella cheap too, right?
Yep. Well,
right on.
It was good because like honestly, the only real quality time I had to spend with my daughter was like the 2-3 days we're in the hospital. Because after that, I was home for maybe a few days until mommy was like could walk on her own and all that mommy stuff. Mm-hmm. And after that, it was like right back. I wanted to slow down. I honestly did, but since like I'm the owner, everything and all communication has to filter through me, whether I like it or not. Some days like today royally suck. Like my call log is literally every 3 minutes from the time I open my eyes until like 6 p.m. even though
you sleep with one eye open.
I mean, pretty much, because if it's not a customer calling, it's one of my drivers, and it's not that I can not answer the phone to them because it's an important question that only I can answer for them at 2 or 3 in the morning. So it's name of the game, but I also I'm happy. I'm happy I made this decision with this company. It made me not have to depend on music, which I appreciate more because it got to the point where I've been in Vegas 11 years now. For the past maybe at least 5 or 6 years, I was playing on the strip like 6 nights a week, and music it became a job. Like I was a robot, and even though the people attending were super having fun, super faded, typical white trash Vegas night out, it was cool, but it was just work. There wasn't any passion behind it. I sing the same damn songs 20 times a week, and I was over it. I injured my hand I couldn't play guitar for a whole year and a half, almost 2 years now. So I had no choice but to give my attention to this trucking company to replace the income that I to replace with.
Talk about that year off of music. Is that when you started thinking about pursuing this trucking thing, or it was like, let me try to get through this the injury and see what happens?
Well, first of all, the injury freaking sucked.
I've seen pictures. I remember those pictures.
It sucked. I'm honestly lucky to have a hand right now. That's how bad it was. And I was told I would get full recovery, but honestly, if you saw my hand, full recovery is just a shot in the dark. I'm probably about 80-90%. And I had 2 operations. First one, after a year of healing, I had the second one. And I can play. It's uncomfortable, but I can still play, and that's all I wanted. And even my surgeon's office, where I still go into for physical therapy and stuff, everybody, like, I'm like their testimony almost, because literally, like, even in therapy, they'll see like, yeah, look at this guy's hand, but look at what he did, and literally everybody is like jaw dropped, because it's a miracle, dude. I'm honestly lucky and blessed. Like, it came to the point after like maybe the first year, maybe like the first 9-10 months, I honestly gave up. Mentally, I gave up, because I was like, bro, I'm never gonna play guitar again. I tried, and it just freaking wasn't happening.
What got you to turn the corner? What made you
go.
come around? Like, if that's what you're saying, then it sounds like you have a better outlook now.
I do, because that was only after 1 surgery. So basically, they say that with an injury this big, you have your body will give you 1 year to recover, and whatever happens after that 1 year, you're pretty much stuck with it. So I waited out the 1 year. Like the 11th month came, I'm like, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. And then I went back into the doctor for another follow-up. She said, well, we can try this, and we can try this, and we can try this, which was another operation. And I told her, well, if it was your hand, what would you do? She goes, I would try it, because you have nothing to lose. You already healed like freaking Wolverine. And even if we do this operation and it's not successful, at least you know that you tried. And so,
and would you have lost? Would you have lost anything if it was unsuccessful? Could you have regressed?
No,
it was only going to be a positive.
I would have only stayed the same. I never would have got any worse. Because within that 1 year, I did try to play. I started taking gigs and with another guitar player, and I would play keyboards, and I would just try and play guitar. I got by, but I went from freaking shredding ass to barely being able to hold a chord. Still now, I can't play a chord. I can play more now. But besides all of that, my surgeon's recommendation was to do that surgery. And so I did. And maybe 2 or 3 months later, I posted it. I posted it on my Instagram, because I was freaking mind blown. Mommy was like, she started crying, because like she's seen me on the road. She's come to the tour. She went on tour with me to babysit my ass just in case, because like the first tour I tried to do without singing, I ran out of pain meds. It freaking royally sucked. I had to pull out of the tour so I could go back to the surgeon to get more meds. And then when I actually tried to pick up the guitar, I was like, holy shit, this just happened. Like the chords I couldn't play, I could play. The riffs I couldn't play before, I could play again. I was freaking mind blown. And so that's what turned it around for me. And it was honestly, it's a freaking miracle if you think about it.
It sounds to me like your instrument is what's important. I mean, you have a great voice, and people always compliment you on your voice, but it sounds like you need your guitar. You need your weapon in order to get out there on stage and attack the audience.
Exactly. But the other thing that I'm grateful for this injury, like people with things like, well, why are you grateful for injury? I honestly am, because it got to a point where like the first tour I did without having my guitar, like the guitar was like, it's like a protection, I guess. It's comfort, but not having that comfort like between the audience and I.
Having it right.
It was fucking weird. It was super weird.
And you can't just stand there with the guitar and not play it.
Exactly. It was weird. I remember, I would never forget that first tour I did. First time I walked on the stage with no guitar, I felt like it sucked. It felt super weird.
What do you do? What do you do with your hands?
I was freaking standing on a light pole naked. That's what it felt like. But it after I got comfortable with it, that tour, then another tour, then it got to the point where I didn't want to play guitar, and I couldn't. But at the same time, I didn't want to play guitar because I felt like having the guitar in my hand was a crutch. And so it's like it's a win-win all around for me. Maybe it's not a win-win, but I took everything as a win because my strengths became my weaknesses and vice versa. And now I'm pretty much back to 100%, honestly. And I feel like I grew as a performer, I grew as a singer, I grew as a guitar player, even though I regressed.
It sounds like you're a lot more well-rounded now as an overall musician than you were before the injury.
Correct.
All right.
So now you're back making music. We got the songs are getting played on the radio. How are you trying to mix both at the same time? Pre-COVID, how were you doing it pre-COVID? Running the business and trying to get the music out, push, promo, all of that kind of stuff.
I honestly, if I could be completely honest, I think I royally freaking failed at doing it, doing both, because it was honestly like my company takes up so much of my time. It's literally like trucks. Oh shit, here's a song. Release a song, give it attention for like a week. Releases, okay, cool. Trucks. Oh, right on. Top 5 at 5, number 1. Okay, cool. Thanks. Post. Trucks. That's pretty much what it is, and it sucks.
That's what pays the mortgage.
It pays for my daughter. That's it.
Yep.
And that's honestly what it comes down to.
Well, I was gonna say your attitude. I mean, up till now, it's always been got to take care of myself, got to take care of my girl. But tell me a little bit about how what you just said when the baby pops out, and then all of a sudden you realize there's that new mouth that's looking up at you saying, "Daddy." Well, not yet, anyways. But now you gotta make sure that kid is taken care of as well. Has that changed your outlook?
It I wouldn't say it changed my outlook because I've been Uncle Dad before. I'm the youngest of 3 sisters. They all have like 25 kids. I honestly lost count of how much kids they have. And it sucks because like family pictures, Christmas, holidays, Uncle Mahi. But I didn't have a kid of my own, and I'm honestly happy it finally happened. And even though like not necessarily in a rush trying to like make babies with anything that walked. Right? It finally happened. When it happened, it was supposed to happen, and it didn't change my outlook on life because I already knew I'm already a provider by heart and by nature. It's just nice to have more of a why, a better why.
A clearly defined why. She's right there looking back at you. That's exactly the why. Yeah, I feel that.
Things, calm your ass down and stop doing dumb stuff. Pretty much.
So do you think now that you have baby in your life, it will calm you down, or you still kind of? Because I've been following you for a long time on Instagram and everything, and dog, your videos are wild. When you could go to the gym, your gym posts are freaking hilarious. You're like a sniper bot. Everybody is classic.
Bro, I'm a ninja. But that side is definitely not gonna come down. Like that's never gonna go away. No, like for me, that's good. I like that. No, because I've been around like the one thing I hate is my friends were never my own age. Like I have the only close friends I have like my best friends from high school. I can count on one hand. But other than that, my crowd that I was hung out with was always like 5-6 years older than me, 10 years older than me. I was always mentally, I guess, more ahead with, I was never my own age. And I'm saying that because a lot of the people that I was hung out with, all I would hear them say was, "Oh, I'm so old, I'm getting old, and oh, I'm going to be 40. And to me, it's all this bullshit because it's your mindset. Like I choose, a lot of people would say like, "Oh, Mahi's immature, or he acts like a kid." I mean, for lack of a better way to say it, fuck yeah, I act like a kid on purpose because I don't want to be 40 and feel 40. I don't want to be 50 and feel and have the mentality of a 50-year-old. Like, I'm gonna be 50 and still kicking it like I'm 25.
There
You know
you
what
go.
I'm saying?
So what do you see happening with your future? Because like you said, you've got your hands full doing the work thing and then being the dad. But hopefully, at some point, the music will come back. What do you see happening in Vegas? Do you see Vegas coming back to where it was pre-COVID-19, or did coronavirus kind of change the way Vegas is going to look going forward?
I think the entertainment world in Vegas is gonna be dog eat dog for like the next year or so, because all the people that had their residencies, there was guaranteed new bands rehearsing their asses off this whole last 2-3 months that are trying to take those spots. But luckily for me, like I don't need to be in that battle because I don't need that financial support. And I honestly don't have to depend on music at all. Like, music is strictly what I want it to be now, which is my passion. Like, I would do the last show I did it for free, and it was like a sold out show at House of Blues, like months, literally a few months before the whole COVID thing happened. And at the end of the day, after I got super ripped and bought the whole bar shots and bought all my bands and friends drinks and whatever, I did honestly lost money at the gig, but I didn't mind because on stage I was happy and my band was happy. And being able to do that as my first show since, like, my first like co-headline show, a big sold out show since I messed up my hand, that to me, that's what mattered. It was my passion. I was happy. I don't care about the money. I don't care about what money the music will produce for me from now and probably until I die, because I'm set up enough with my company right now where I wouldn't never have to rely on the music as I did prior to my injury now.
So that is like a total 180 of like just
complete
focus.
180. Complete
Wow.
180.
It's just, it also goes to show, though, that there are other musicians out there who are not lucky to be in the position that you are in right now. You've been able to get to a place in your life where you can call the shots, you can control what you're doing. But there's those musicians out there that don't have any choice. They need to get back out there. They need to gig. And this new dog-eat-dog world, there's going to be some musicians that just, they're going to have to find a new line of work.
Yep, and yeah, you said it, but I got lucky. I took the most freaking depressing thing that could ever happen to a guitar player, and I turned that shit around, and I changed my life so that I could live a better life. Just made it happen. My life motto, one is don't get mad, get even. And the second one, which is the more important one for this conversation, is freaking sink or swim. And you bet your ass I'm not sinking. I'm fucking swimming. If it's with the current or upstream, I'm gonna get there.
And that's the attitude.
There you go.
There's some people that will just give up. When the going gets tough, they fold, they crack, they say, you know what, I can't handle, and they cower in a corner. And then there's other people that decide, you know what, no, screw that. I'm gonna make this work. And it sounds like you are making it work.
I have no choice.
Mahi motivation. I think I need you every Monday just to chime in. just do a post and be like, dude, get your shit straight. Let's do it.
Just call up and yell at him. Just call him up and yell at him for like 20 minutes. Why? Just do it.
Zip up your vagina and get it done.
There you go.
Hey,
awesome.
Now, we did play Think of Me earlier on in the show, and I'm going to give people a little bit sneak preview. When we wrap up at the end of this week's episode, we're going to play Let Me Love You, and that one's featuring Anna V. You want to tell us a little bit about that track?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people don't know. Anna and I went to school since like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Yep, and people
Breaking
are like,
news!
Yep.
Breaking news!
We breaking news every episode, like the last 3 episodes.
Spraying everything. Spraying news. Just spraying news.
No, and it kind of came full circle because like she did her whole thing, Hawaii, her song Hawaii smashed, and I was like balls deep in trucks, so I really didn't do anything. Her whole Janet thing happened, and then I already had Let Me Love You sitting for a long fucking time. And I literally just hit her up. I was like, bro, I'm stuck on this song. Want to write a verse? Oh, yeah. Literally, I got the screenshot. Hey, write me on verse. Okay. Next day. I get them. You ready? Yep. Okay.
Wow.
The next day, she laid it down, sent it back to me, sent it to the producer. Bingo, bango, done. That's it. It took like 2 days.
If it could only be that easy.
That sounds way too easy.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it like that every single time you make a song?
No, but you know what they say? Like, I heard it from Uncle Del Beasley, who writes a lot of Del Beasley, legendary. He wrote a lot of Uncle Israel songs. He told me, if your song takes more than 10, 15 minutes to write, it's not a hit.
Oh, Uncle Del dropping knowledge.
And honestly, that stuck in my head so much. But when I think about like my songs that stuck,
I was gonna say, has it held true? Has it worked that way for you?
It held true. It definitely held true.
We're getting music knowledge. We're getting life skills knowledge. We're getting all kinds of great information from Mahi today.
We'll start charging pretty soon.
I know. Hey, you start charging us for this interview.
Hey, if people want to follow you online, are you on social media? I know you're a busy dude, and now that you're a dad, you're doing dad life. But do you ever get on? I know you are on Instagram. Actually, there you go. How do people find you on Instagram? Where do they go?
Mahi Live. And if nothing is happening on Mahi Live, it's happening on High 9 Transport because I'm doing something with my trucks.
Yeah, I agree. Also, you have your website too, mahilive.com. Is that still up?
It's mahi.live.
Mahi.live, and that's where they can get Think of Me. Think of Me is out, available.
Yep,
download
that one.
it.
And honestly, I would, if you want to like the day to day, it's Instagram. Instagram is life. I mean, the website is just because we have to look legit, right? Oh, you get a website? Yeah, I get them. When's the last time you updated them? Like a year ago, but I still get on a website.
Well, if you like the action, then you gotta go Instagram. Gotta do it for the gram.
If you like the OnlyFans action, Instagram.
There you go. That's straight talk from Brother Mahi right there. Mahi Live. So once again, Mahi, thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy. We'll let you get back on the road. But again, doing a great job as a dad, doing a great job getting back to it. Keep up the good work, and we're looking forward to hearing new music from you in the future.
Thank you guys too. I'm glad it actually finally worked where I could pull over where there was reception. Not like last week.
All right.
Thank you, my brother.
That is Mahi Live. Aloha.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Forget Google, forget Apple. These guys own stock in every Manapua man's van. The Two Hawaii Dads Podcast.